to April Unmuted. I'm so glad you pressed play today. So today, guys, this one is personal. This one hits very close to home for me. So this is for every woman of color who has been labeled loud, angry, or aggressive for speaking clearly. If that has ever happened to you in a meeting, at the counter, on a call, in a boardroom, this is your episode, okay? So I want you to really lean in. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, in my 9 to 5, I'm in sales management. Can't get too specific about the company. You know how these companies are these days, but I'm basically a general manager, right? I show up to lead. Okay, I show up to solve. I show up to serve when I do my job. Okay. And this week, something happened that I know many of us can relate to. We're all too familiar with it. It was a normal moment that really turned into something completely different. Labels got tossed in the room that truly did not belong to me, okay? We're talking aggressive. We're talking threatening. We're talking too much, right? And I stayed professional. I stayed clear. I stayed firm, and I finished the moment. And then I sat at my desk and my phone started to ring, and it was my boyfriend. And I started explaining what happened. And as I spoke, I could feel the tears coming up before I could stop them. Not because I lost control, but because I felt the weight, right? The weight of being a woman of color who has to be calm, kind, steady, and still gets framed as the problem. The weight of knowing that one word can follow us into rooms we're not in. The weight of knowing we don't always get the benefit of the doubt. Those tears were not from weakness. They were release. They were grief for how often we carry this and keep going anyway. Let's talk about what that label tries to do to women of color. It tries to make you doubt your tone, even when your tone is calm. It tries to make you question your boundary, even when your boundary is fair. It tries to make you shrink your presence so someone can feel tall, right? Here's the truth of the matter. Clarity is not aggression. Firm is not hostile. A steady voice is not a threat. Okay, we are allowed to speak with authority and conviction. We are allowed to be clear about what is possible and what is not. We are allowed to lead without having to apologize for it. What hurt the most was not the word itself, honestly. It was the old story under it, right? A story that says our confidence is danger. A story that says our leadership is a problem to be managed. That story is not mine. Okay. That story is not yours. And that story is going to end right here, right now. So if you manage a team, run a business, or carry a dream, right? These are lessons that I'm taking with me, and I'm going to walk through these lessons with you guys. So, lesson 1, stand on facts, not performance. Okay. So say what happened. Stick to the actual steps you offered and the time you gave, right? Facts protect your peace. Facts protect your record. Okay. Lesson 2, anchor your voice. Calm, clear, firm. Not to keep others comfortable, but to keep you in alignment and in authority without having to apologize about it. Okay. So lesson 3, separate the label from your identity. Someone can choose a story about you. You do not have to wear it. You can return it to sender and still finish the work with excellence always. Okay. And lesson 4, release the residue. Address what needs to be addressed and then release the moment. Don't carry this with you. Do not let one scene steal the rest of your day. Your peace is a business asset. Guard it, okay? This is leadership. This is how we build brands, teams, and lives that last by refusing to trade our dignity for someone else's comfort. So in this moment, I really dive deep into with the unmuted method. Y'all know this is a program that I'm working on, that I'm building for you guys, still to come. And I really dug into it for a shift that aligned to this very moment. And it actually aligned perfectly and helped me get through this. And that is from shrinking to setting the standard, okay? So I want you guys to say it with me. I know who I am. I'm allowed to speak with authority and conviction. I set the standard for how I'm spoken to. I set the standard for how my work is respected. I set the standard for the energy in the room. Okay. And here are 3 parts to live with this shift. Okay. 3 breakdowns. Okay. Decide your line. Know in advance what you will not accept, right? Disrespect, false labels, raise voices. Decide it now so you're not debating it later. Okay. And then state your line, right? Short, direct, steady. Let's keep this respectful. I'm happy to help within what is possible today. I have explained the options available. Then stop. Let the boundaries stand firm, okay? And then we sustain your line. If it continues, you take the next professional step available to you. You do not chase approval. You do not over explain. You protect your peace and your position. That is not aggression. That is stewardship. That is being unmuted with wisdom. So let's sit here for a second, just us, right? If you have ever swallowed your voice to keep the peace, I'm with you. If you've ever walked out of a room replaying every word, I'm with you. If your chest gets tight when the labels show up, I'm with you. You are not alone in this. We carry a lot and we still lead. And that is what matters, okay? So here's what we take from today. Here's what we take from what I've explained. Here's what I want you to walk away with. And we're walking away with this together. We keep our tone. We keep our standard. We keep our dignity. And when the old story tries to stick, we remember the truth we named in this episode. Not louder, just clearer. So say it with me once and let it be enough. I know who I am. I'm allowed to speak with authority and conviction. I set a standard. We will walk back into our week with that, not to fight, but to stand. All right, so let's breathe. We're good and we are ready. I appreciate you guys even listening. If this sat on your heart today, again, you're not alone. We're learning to stand without shrinking. We're learning to lead without apology, and we're doing this together. So if this episode helped you breathe a little deeper, share it with one woman of color who needed language for what she felt this week. Follow the show, rate the show, leave a short review so more of us can find this space. Again, thank you for pressing play and trusting me with your time. I will see you in the next episode. And as always, be authentic in everything you do because authenticity is the new bag.